So, we've said this before, that certain papers, and especially the Daily Express, often seem to be written for like a parallel universe Britain, and they are printed in this universe, and then our Daily Express in this universe prints for the alternative Daily Express. For as far as we know, our Daily Express in this universe could be the most incredible progressive newspaper Britain has ever seen. Unfortunately, when it comes to the distribution, we get them from the other universe. And I highly suspect this could very well be the same universe where Ed Miliband was able to eat a bacon sandwich properly and win that election. So, as bizarre as it sounds today, we are going to cover an article from the Daily Express. Now, I've often said that it is good to keep an eye on these newspapers because, like I say, I am expecting one day that magical, mythical headline that will be hung upon here of "This isn't the Brexit we voted for." But of course, the Daily Express likes to ignore things and then just reveal them. Oh, we didn't know this would happen, except everyone else and even us on this channel have been talking about it for at least 4, if not more, years now at this point. So, of course, with the defeat of Donald Trump, this has put a lot of Brexiteers very much on edge. The key master stroke, the building block, the foundation for, oh, isn't Brexit so wonderful, was going to be the US-UK trade deal, which they would do, which would open up the UK to lots of essentially backdoor privatisation. This was going to be the key building block, the thing that proved Brexit was a success. However, with the Biden presidency now pretty much now confirmed, a US-UK trade deal is pretty much never going to happen. And the Daily Express just seems to be realising this fact. So we're going to go over their article and just see, well, the sheer hilarity that is about to come. So this comes from the Daily Express, and the title of the article is "Brexit Blow as US Poised to Shun UK Trade Deal. Boris Johnson is in a mess." So, Brexit trade talks are yet to provide significant progress, with the deadline for the transition period fast approaching. Prime Minister Boris Johnson infuriated. The EU are using the internal market bill in a bid to override the withdrawal agreement and change the Northern Ireland Protocol. So, yeah, we've said this before. The internal market bill breaks international law. It's ridiculous that we're even going through with it, to be honest, but there we go. The protocol was agreed by both London and Brussels to ensure that a hard border isn't formed on the island of Ireland. The European Commission condemned the internal market bill and confirmed that it will take legal action against the UK. One man supporting Brussels in the row was presidential candidate Joe Biden, who said that peace in Ireland must not become a casualty of Brexit. We've been saying this for, well, a long time. We even said back at the referendum, why aren't Brexiteers talking about this really key issue in Northern Ireland? In fact, you can go back and watch, Brexiteers give talks about Brexit, and they never, ever once mention the stumbling block that always was Northern Ireland, even though we Remainers brought it up time and time again. Why isn't this going to be an issue? But it has been the single biggest stumbling block, and this is typical Brexit. Obvious problems with no solutions, and then acting surprised that it has become such a problem. We are seeing this pattern being repeated again and again and again. So anyway, it continues. Expert on US politics, Professor Scott Lucas of Birmingham University told express.co.uk earlier this year that a Biden administration combined with Irish sympathies in Washington could see Mr. Johnson's mess of a government dealt a hammer blow in their search for a post-Brexit US trade deal. Again, as we said at the beginning, They're so desperate for it because this is what Brexit was built on. He said, whatever administration that's there, if you negotiate an agreement, the US Congress will not allow a free trade agreement if there is a hard Irish border. They will just simply not approve it. Right now, the Johnson government is in a mess, where we have a provision that prevents a hard border. If they get rid of that customs line down the Irish Sea, we're back to a hard border. The UK cannot advance an agreement with the US until it is clear that what is going to be agreed with the EU because of the Irish question. And quite simply, the only way we can resolve this, if they really want Brexit, is to put that border in the Irish Sea. However, that means leaving Northern Ireland in the customs union and subject to EU laws. And of course, one nation conservatives don't really want to do that. But is there enough push within the Conservative Party to go, if we want Brexit, we have to get rid of Northern Ireland? Would they essentially at that point be willing to just jettison Northern Ireland completely just to get a satisfactory Brexit? It's an interesting question. We don't know if that will be coming up in their minds or not, especially in the future. We could see that as a very likely possibility. So 9 months after Professor Lucas's comments, the legal wrangling between the EU and the UK has pushed the Irish border issue into further disarray. It hasn't really. The EU have said, this is what we want to prevent a hard border. The UK went, okay, we agree, let's not let there be a hard border, let's put this border in the Irish Sea instead. The Internal Market Bill now seeks to frustrate that by essentially getting rid of, or making this border in the Irish Sea essentially non-existent, which will massively disrupt trade, which essentially basically means there will have to be a hard border. This is why the agreement breaks international protocol. And once again, this is going to the Lords, I think today, or at least sometime this week. Last time it was voted down. I highly suspect again it will be voted down because none of the international law breaking has been removed. So, Professor, there we go. Yep, so Professor Stanley Berman, an expert in US politics from Sussex University, told The Express that Mr. Johnson is playing with fire and echoed the statement that Mr. Biden, as president, wouldn't tolerate the current approach to Brexit negotiations. He said last month Joe Biden is Irish, so his commitment to a united Ireland would be absolute. If the Brits somehow convened that the trouble arises, contrived that the trouble arises on the border, Mr. Biden would be furious. There are a lot of Irish sympathising politicians in the House of Representatives, and they would scupper any trade deal if Boris Johnson undermined the Good Friday Agreement. These things are absolute. The UK has no leverage on this. This is fantastic. We've been saying this for the past 4 years, and yet Brexiteers have constantly said that this border Irish problem is not an issue and that it can somehow just be solved very easily, but have put no solutions as to how we solve this problem. And now their beloved trade agreement with the US is now under fire for it. So they're in a hard spot between this. And it's funny that the Express is actually saying this now, because this is pretty much close to truth as it is. And once again, it's not the EU's fault here. They're not even blaming the EU at the moment, but it is the UK's fault by producing the Internal Market Bill that is causing even more rancour among this situation. He said the British government are really playing with fire here. The Americans will not hesitate to teach us a lesson if we don't get the Irish border issue right. Which is completely true. We've said this for years. Professor Berman also said that the UK will simply be ignored by Washington and left isolated. He added the first thing would be to trade. They'd have nothing to do with us on trade. Washington would possibly downgrade military and intelligence partnership. They'd just say, we weren't giving you this anymore. The US doesn't have a very high estimate of British capabilities in a military setting. What's left of the UK would just be simply ignored. No trade deal, the special relationship disintegrates in front of your very eyes. A Biden presidency, a Biden presidency cultivates the EU while the UK is left adrift. Which is what we always said would happen. We are not important as the Brexiteers make us out to be. And I'm sorry, but that's just the continuing thing. Anyway, it continues. And then it just goes on about. But yeah, Biden's won at this point. So yeah, I think that's the end of the article. They have so many adverts. It's difficult to see where the article begins and ends. There it goes. Oh, let's go over some of the comments. Oh, so someone saying, so if Biden does a deal with the EU, does that mean that they'll get chlorinated chicken? No, because the EU has an incredibly strong hand compared to us in trade negotiations. So thank you all lucky stars that we Irish got the hell away from you guys. Yep. Congratulations, guys. Oh, this is quite funny. Ireland is not American business. So, Boris, if Biden sticks his nose in, tell them to get stuffed. A breakdown in it's actually back down. A back down, sorry, that's how it's spelled. A back down in US/UK relations would seriously worry a lot of those in quote higher places. In America, it would not bode well for Biden. Again, someone vastly overestimating our importance on the world stage. We are just not that important as people seem to think we are. This one's quite funny. Aside from the tax fiddle, the pocket-booked Irish elite have developed a taste for communism and rather fancy a sea change in the population note as ongoing. This is all Biden is protecting as he flexes with his withered mind on the issue. What? Does this guy know what communism is? The Irish elite rather like communism. Okay. This is quite a good one because again, vastly overstating our importance. The USA need to understand that the UK has backed them in every war. Ireland has not. If a democracy government wins, understand that the UK will also be considering its options, not only on trade and services. Everything is a two-way street. USA needs UK just like the EU do. WTO rules will be fine. Wow. The USA needs the UK. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Oh. And yeah, but wow. Yeah. Daily Express, once again, telling its readers some form of truth that there's going to be some trouble here. And we suspected this would happen quite a while ago, actually. But there you have it. Please do like and share this video. It does help out the channel. And of course, if you are new, do hit that subscribe button. We talk about British politics and of course Brexit quite a lot because it's going to cast quite a long shadow. And if you would like to support the channel in a different way, I have a Patreon link down below as well as a one-off donation link. And thank you very much to the people who do support my channel. That way your support is very, very much appreciated. And with that, thanks for watching and we'll see you all next time.